Dino Dan from Cypress, California, and you're watching the Barbecue Central Show.
Start the game! Let's go!
We'll do it live. Okay. Well, do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike your match, and... Oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
And welcome to the really big Barbecue Central Show. This is the show where we talk about all things that are important to the world of barbecue and grilling. The show originates from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, Bomb City, USA, Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I am your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday evenings, a live fire fun and frivolity show. If you would like to get in contact with the show this evening, or you would like to follow the show during off-show hours, here's how you do all that.
You can get in touch with the show by sending an email to Greg at bbqcentralshow.com. Follow us on all the social media channels at BBQ Central Show. And be sure to subscribe to the show podcast feed on your favorite podcast platform.
Anything else you want to find out about the show can be found at the main website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here's what's happening coming up in about 12 minutes from now. She is a few weeks off of her normal quarterly visit here on this show. But tonight on the 26th of May, she's back and better than ever. And for 2 segments, Jess Pryles, hardcorecarnivore.com, the namesake website, JessPryles.com. And there are a slew of topics to talk about with Jess when she shows up, so happy to have her here in the first hour and looking forward to getting caught up. Then we will move to the second hour. It is the 4th Tuesday of a month, if you can believe it. And that means, of course, the Embedded Correspondence May 2026 edition. So we will have the likes of the Embedded Correspondence. I have a slew of 100% assurity statements. There are some other topics that we may or may not get some additional insight on outside of the assurity statements. However, as I was devising them over the weekend, quickly realized that this was probably one of the longest lists that I have generated. Sans any help. Usually I'm sending out an email to the folks and saying, hey, 100% assurity, embedded correspondent this Tuesday. It is the 4th Tuesday. Every once in a while, there's a 5th Tuesday. Every so often, an embedded correspondent thinks last Tuesday. Sometimes, depending on where that falls, that does not make for a good schedule. It is always the 4th Tuesday of the month in the second hour that we have embedded correspondence. So I'll send out a note and say, if anybody wants to give me some ideas on surety statements that you would like to have asked, go ahead and shoot them over to me. Matt sent a number of them yesterday, none of them being used. I looked at the list that I have generated and said, this is substantial. It has a breadth of different topics that I am covering, asking for statements on, yes or no. And that's just going to be how we're going to run it in the second hour. So that's how the show is setting up. Jess Pryles will run the first hour. The embedded correspondence will run the second hour. And don't forget, you can follow me socially on Instagram and the Twitter and the TikToks and the Snapper Snaps and the LinkedIns, all with the handle at BBQ Central Show. And of course, we say good evening to those of you watching tonight through one of our video streaming platforms. You can go to facebook.com/BBQ Central Show, or you can watch on YouTube, and that is youtube.com/@BBQ Central Show. And if you're watching on YouTube, we have a YouTube poll question of the week. It is a Would You Rather? And we're asking everybody this week, would you rather abolish war or find a cure for every cancer? And currently 38% of you are saying cancer. I'm sorry, 62% of you are saying cancer, 38% of you are saying war. The correct answer, of course, is cancer. Yes, of course. But if war is what you want, this is why we have the question of the week, and it is a would you rather. Talking of the last week's YouTube poll question of the week, results coming in, would you rather eat creamy or chunky peanut butter? 68% of you said creamy peanut butter. Shocked by that. All right, we'll start here this evening, and a number of you telling me that you have gone onto the worldwide internet and visited the website Poll, P-O-U-L, Tree, T-R-E-E .stores website. Some of you have purchased said poultry. Some of you purchased poultry a few weeks ago when we were initially hearing about it and are now sending me pictures of your poultry cooked birds. Everyone that has used it appears to be very happy with it. And to be honest, impressed with the whole thing. Many of you enjoyed the segment with Tony Smith that we did last week. If you missed it last week, go back to the show archives. Of course, by subscribing to this show, yes, on any of the podcast platforms, or easily going to my website, thebbqcentralshow.com, go to past shows, and then look for the poultry mention. It'll be right after this past week's Best Moments show. But many of you enjoying that segment, and some of you commenting how fun it is to see the ecosystem of modernist cuisine making its way into the Barbecue Central show over the past few years. So now we have Tony Smith. But of course, if any of you have been paying attention over the last number of years, I'm a huge fan of Chris Young. Chris Young, a semi-recurring guest on this show, Barbecue Central show's guest Hall of Famer. Originally from modernist cuisine, also a classically trained chef, yes, but Tony Smith knew Chris Young when they were both at modernist cuisine. So interesting to see some of these things sprinkle into the show over the years. And of course, our pal Steve Ray sent me a unit to try out on some of the cast iron pans that I currently have ownership of. I'll talk more about that top of the second hour. Of course, the biggest reaction from last week's show comes from the debut appearance of Emma Wynn. All of you loving the Memphis in May recap of the big live fire open world grand championship that her and the team brought down, the culinary charm making history. But as we got through the interview, I find myself wondering, while the team, and if you looked at a number of these live fire cooking or open fire cooking teams, there were a number of teammates. They were fairly large teams in number. So while the culinary charm might not appear to have been nearly as big as some of those other teams that had competed, was everyone else really competing for second place if you looked at it? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you have Emma Wynn, you have her husband, you have her son, all chefs, all well-seasoned World Food Championship cooks. Her son, as we came to find out, is the first two-time overall champion at World Food Cooking Championships. and I think is still under the legal drinking age of 21. Tack on 24 hours to cook, develop a menu, give tastings, walk the judge through it. All things considered, they were going to be tough ones to beat once you take all of those factors into consideration. And indeed, they did it. Also, loved it when I was asking Emma about mole and making a proper mole. And if she puts chocolate in the mole, then she broke it down how there's different regions in Mexico and some use chocolate and some don't. And I said, hey, is it okay if it's Hershey's chocolate? Can you use Hershey's? And she laughed, said, no, Hershey's chocolate, not
Andrew,
okay.
you are
Not okay to use Hershey's chocolate. I loved it. I am looking forward to booking not only her again on the show sooner than later, but her son Preston on the show, who again was in the sound check. Didn't say, oh, by the way, I'm a 2-time World Food Championship grand champion. No. Just let her mom do the thing. It's a respectful kid. Love it. Right, Jess Pryles will be joining us here shortly. Before we chop it up with Jess, we'll talk about this Primo cooker that is out back right now. I love it. Oh, I'm right back into it. Summer of Primo number 2. Summer of Primo 2026. It could be the summer of Primo from here on out. And why not every month? Fall of Primo. I mean, I don't like winter at all. Might be a winter break from Primo, but then spring of Primo and another summer of Primo. You get what I'm saying. Of course, we love ceramic cookers, all makes and models. Why? Because we love that they're fuel efficient. We love that once you get these ceramics hot, they hold the heat. Really good at doing 2 things. Actually, a number of things, but 2 things as it relates to this show: low and slow temperatures. On a warm summer's day at 225 and a load of charcoal, and you got that thing drafting just right, you could get days off of a load of charcoal. That's no embellishment. That's facts, Jack. Especially if you're using a draft system, taking all the guesswork out of it, you might be able to go 4 days. That is days, but now I'm getting specific. On top of that, you want to do the traditional high heat grilling? No problem. Open up the top, open up the bottom, let the draft really get rolling. Now you have a controlled inferno. 600 degrees, 700 degrees. How hot do you want to get? You can cook inside, top down. You don't have to worry about flare-ups, any of that nonsense. Just getting the full benefits of really high heat. Hot heat? What's the term? You say hot heat. I might get to that. Primos are only sold through dealers, and they're the only ones that are oval in shape. Don't miss out. PrimoGrill.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. We will hopefully see Jess Pryles here in just a few short moments, but you can stick around because we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Show studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Hey, welcome back. My first guest tonight is the CEO of the Hardcore Carnivore brand of product. She is also continuing to teach you ne'er-do-wells, what's safe, what's true, and what is straight up nonsense. Did I mention that recipes at her website, JessPryles.com, are living at that website? And after some logistics, making her second quarterly appearance here in 2026 is our favorite guest of all time and forever, Jess Pryles. Hey.
Do you say that to everyone?
Yes, I do. We have to build rapport.
I guess if I watched the show, that I would know that.
Right off the rip. That's right. Big fan, I can tell. Okay. Hey, we have a Would You Rather YouTube poll question of the week that we're asking everybody, including all guests. And you are a guest. So how about this? Jess, would you rather abolish war or find a cure for every cancer?
Find a cure for every cancer.
That's all right. And 70% of you, of the YouTube voting public, including me, are also voting to cure every type of cancer. All right. So
it's kind of a no-brainer.
Well, I mean, some people just hate war above all else. Other people, I think, let's save all the people we can from cancer. War's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, at least one side in a warring party is making a choice.
Yeah, of course.
But no person in cancer is making a choice to have it.
That's right.
That was my logic.
Cancer it is. All right. Any Memorial Day highlights that you care to share?
I filmed like 7 new videos.
Yesterday?
I know. Yeah.
Oh.
Why?
Shouldn't you be taking the day? Like, I mean, it's
no days
Memorial
off,
Day is the unofficially official launch of grilling season every year. I don't know what that means exactly, but especially like I would really not know what it means if I lived in a climate that was routinely warm and encouraged outside access. But we
don't have grilling season. It is always grilling season.
Do you notice like an uptick in traffic on your website from like now until Labor Day?
I'm sure if I looked at it, there might be, but I truly, I know I should probably pay attention to stuff like that. Really what it is, it's like by the time October rolls around, I'll have cooked 3 turkeys or November. So I don't really cook much for Thanksgiving anymore. Same with Christmas. And like when you are someone who helps other people conceptualize their menus for Memorial Day, you tend not to do a lot. Having said that, I did grill steaks. I did grill on Memorial Day.
Anything special steak-wise?
No, can I tell you? I have to tell you, I grilled some select ribeyes. I chose for them to be select. I'm telling you, man. Like,
are you saying you selected the select?
I sure did, Greg.
Wow-wee.
I sure did.
How was it?
It was a little tough, but trying to incorporate leaner cuts into the diet while still getting to enjoy steak more regularly, that's my new theory. And I will say that I have successfully lowered my cholesterol to back down to normal levels. So for anyone who needs a pro tip, maybe select is where it's at.
What, like your LDLs, you mean?
Yep, my LDLs are back down to normal. My HDLs have risen.
What's your LDL score right now?
I think it's 98.
Oh, yeah?
Or less.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You want to be under 100. I know. I spent all day today at the Cleveland Clinic getting my executive physical. It was 7 hours long. I got there at 6 a.m. and we started with the blood work and then we did all the tests.
How many fingers were in your butt today?
No butt. No fingers in the butt today. Tomorrow? Never know.
It's a fresh
Tomorrow's
day.
A new day, but no fingers in the butt.
So much opportunity
there was
on the horizon.
Turn to the left, turn to the right, cough type stuff. Very weird.
Right.
Still weird. I mean, even though I'm a 51-year-old man, you think I should not care, but I don't know. There's just, to me, it's like the doctor says, okay.
The threat of hernia is real.
Take your drawers down. I'm like really?
Buy me a drink first.
Is there anything else? Like, can't you just touch me through it? Like, it's... I'm not wearing bulky things, right?
can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
You know how there's that whole poop in a box and send it off thing?
Yes.
How do you think that the UPS people feel when they receive said box? And why, if we can have like dildos shipped through the mail in discreet packaging, why would they put Cologuard on a box?
Yeah. Well, this is a good question, and I happen to know a lot about this. So I do know that the collection paraphernalia, as it were, is substantial and highly safe and all of this stuff. I would say, I don't know if I'm too keen as you are on the branding on the package back. However,
that's what I'm talking about, purely the branding on the package.
I think,
obviously, testing yourself for such a thing is a good idea.
Yeah.
But do you have to hand someone a box? It's like, hey, you know what? Now you know that I'm handing you a box of my feces.
Right. There's no two ways about it.
Why can't it be unbranded?
This is something we should probably ask ChatGPT,
show, right?
Right? Nah, it's just a lifestyle show now, right? I mean, brands are running away from me very quickly, so I figure I'm just going to turn it into a lifestyle show. And
yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I'm just auditioning you for the podcast that I keep asking you to make with me.
Yeah, I mean, this could be episode number 1, so I'll keep this one. I always erase.
If you feel
all
like
the
you
other
would
ones.
watch.
Yes.
Yeah, if you feel like you would watch Greg and I on an individual podcast just complaining about people in life,
yes.
please let us know,
And poop
because
in a box.
we've tossed the idea around, and it's time to poop or get off the box.
Right. That's well, of course. Well, we'll sprinkle in a couple other life questions here as we go along. So, as I mentioned in the open, a little bit of a logistical hurdling to get you on this quarter. Very busy. Jess Pryles, a good thing, not only for you, but of course for me as it relates to content for the show. So as you peruse the last 90, some highlights, some things you've been up to, things that are illegal to talk about that you're just going to say, fuck it, I'm just going to break the law and talk about.
Sure. Less of a law, more of an NDA.
Okay.
But there's some really exciting stuff happening. We have, here's the thing. If you follow Andrew Zimmern, go to his page and find a photo that he posted recently that also has me in it. And that'll give you a hint of an idea of what's coming that I can not speak any further on at this time. But it's a fun little thing that we did out there.
Wherever that is.
Yes. In a mountaintop somewhere. And so that's one thing. Then we just released a new smoked sausage flavor. Those are only in Texas at H-E-B stores, but we do have the carne asada flavor for...
Here it is.
Oh, there you go. Look at you.
Yeah. So that looks
Good
like...
for you, Greg.
Now, I'm going to show you how well I know my industry. We have a big Mo case on far right.
Correct.
We have Andrew, as some people like to say, Zimmerman right there with the black jacket. A Jess Pryles in a very nice hat right there. And then, of course, we have number 1 on the Texas barbecue list, Ernest Cervantes of
Not only
Burnt
did you
Bean.
get it right,
Yes.
you even nailed the Cervantes.
Yes, yeah, I'm a R
So good for
roller from way back.
Way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the photo. We have a new carne asada sausage out, and we are actually releasing 2, count them, 2 new seasonings next week.
Holy moly, 2 at the same time?
I know. It's a double header. Yeah, mate. I was like, fuck it. Can't pick between them. Doing them both. Doing it live.
Are they complimentary?
We'll do it live.
No. They're completely different. Also, I'm going to challenge myself in the year of 2026 to say at least one thing per quarterly appearance that makes you press the doing it live button. They're completely different, and I'm going to give you the Barbecue Central exclusive.
Really, right now?
World premiere. Yeah, why not? You're nice to me.
Barbecue Central Show exclusive news update.
Tuesday sets the tone. Greg Rempe reporting the breaking news desk here in Cleveland, Ohio. The city that breaks the most live-fire breaking news across the country. Nay, the globe. And we go to Austin, Texas, where Jess Pryles files this report.
Howdy. So this isn't out until next Tuesday, so gird your loins.
Wow,
but we are releasing 2 new seasonings. One is the very cleverly named poultry rub.
Great.
Herby, garlicky, savory, completely sugar-free, because people have been bitching about that. And I just don't think it's necessary in chicken. And then our new other second doubleheader release is Steak Master.
Steak Master. Wow.
Steak Master. And Steak Master is really coarse grind, chunky garlic, smoked paprika, Worcestershire powder. So it's for those who love a very classic steakhouse style spice forward blend.
Remember Montreal steak seasoning?
No.
Really?
No, that's a very American thing. I mean, I know about it, but we didn't grow up with it.
You don't know Van Halen. You don't know Montreal steak seasoning. And it seems counterintuitive
I know
that Montreal might be
steak seasoning.
Canadian originally.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
It is America, of course. All right.
Why did they call it Montreal steak
I
seasoning?
mean, I wouldn't have the first idea. I just know that was
How
like
are you
going to
pop off with that fact and not know that?
I said, it seems like it would be Montreal.
I feel like it would probably be from Montreal.
All right. Well, here we go.
But I'm stoked that we're talking about that instead of my new steak.
I was going to say, I'm not. But so, were you working on both at the same time, or was one in the lead, or you tabled one and brought two?
This is how it worked. I went to my secret lab and I put together. No, this is how it works. So this is how I develop a new seasoning.
Right.
I get a bunch of the raw dry ingredients and I get it from our manufacturer so that I'm using the exact same stuff that he is going to be blending the larger blends with. And I pretty much I'm like inventory of like, give me everything you carry. And then I'm a pain in his ass and like, get me all these extra fun ingredients. And I sit there and I tinker with them with a scale and a teaspoon. And it's a little bit arduous because at some point you do have taste bud burnout, right? Because you're tasting raw spice and raw salt. So, I sort of just mix and blend and adjust and vice versa. And then sometimes you have to take a break and come back to it another day because your taste buds are done for the day. And then once you got it to where you think it should taste just loose, you then have to cook it on something and say, well, does it still perform? Does it still taste interesting? So there's a lot of different methods that it goes through. So I knew I wanted to do something for chicken, something for steak. There's a few more in the hopper as well. But as I developed both of these, I found myself using them a lot in my kitchen. And it was sort of like, well, why should I choose between them if I think they're both good? The ethos of Hardcore Carnivore has always been not which product release can we stagger this quarter. It's I made something that tastes really good and you guys should try it. So why would I withhold it?
I guess because some people think like you were just thinking. We have one here. We'll release it 3 months down the road. We'll release the other one. Still 2 releases in the year, but you were able to roll out in a different way. By the way,
flavor to the people.
Montreal steak seasoning originated in Montreal, Canada during the 1940s and 50s.
I told you,
I'm
bro.
an idiot. We knew that.
It's fine. I mean, aren't you like bordered with Canada?
I don't even
There's
know
a
where
lake in
Canada
between
is.
you, isn't there?
Where is the Canada?
It's somewhere north.
Great.
I think.
Someday I'll go there.
Have you never been to Canada?
I have.
I have.
I've been to Windsor, Canada, Ontario.
Is that like the dong of Canada? Because it looked like
Windsor,
that's what you were
Ontario,
doing, like the
Canada.
Florida.
No. I was tracking this is Detroit. You should know this by now. Whenever I do this is Detroit. And then Windsor is
like the Michigan.
south.
Where's if you do the Michigan thing? Where's Detroit?
Here. And then Windsor.
Wait, Michigan's detached from Detroit?
No, that was the whole state of Michigan I just held up.
Yeah, but you pointed here.
Yeah, but I
You
can't
didn't say
point
it's
back.
over
I can't
here.
say where it really is because then I'm pointing behind my hand and you can't see it.
You can't do
Keep
this.
up with me on hand mapping.
You can't
Jess
do
Pryles.
this instead of it's over here.
So
It's
here it
floating
is.
over here
Here's
in one
Detroit.
of the Great Lakes.
Here's Detroit.
Okay.
And then Windsor is here. It seems so. You ever heard the song by Journey? And the thing, born and raised in South Detroit.
Yeah.
There's no South
Sure.
Detroit. I hate to bring news to you. South
Why?
Detroit is Windsor, Canada. When you look at it on the map. I don't know why he says South Detroit. It's kind of a joke amongst the
Is it like
Ohioans.
South Philly? Like it's really only 5 minutes from downtown, so it's not really
Yeah,
south
I mean,
at all?
really, there's really not a lot of South Detroit because there is a lot of lake, and then south
you
is
think
more
that-
Windsor. That's why they have the tunnel.
If you think about it that way, do you think that Don't Stop Believing was actually a call to action for Canadians?
Yes, but they were a lot more comfortable in denim and just being chilled the fuck out.
Chill
Said,
tuxedos, I
We're
get
just
it.
gonna
Yeah.
chill out. That's it. What's the Australian Wagyu Beef Awards?
The Australian Wagyu Beef Awards
Is it
presented
Wagyu?
by the Wagyu.
Wagyu?
Well, it's Japanese, so we're probably both pronouncing it incorrectly. But it's wa is
Wa?
beef and
Oh.
gyu is cattle
Wagyu?
or cow
Wagyu.
or steer. Wagyu.
Yeah.
Gyu. It's probably gyu in Japanese, or someone who speaks Japanese could tell better than we can.
I'll ask Sam the cooking
but
guy.
as we say, wagyu
Wagyu.
is Australia has an incredible history of Wagyu genetics. They've been really focused on full blood, which is purebred Wagyu, for over a decade now. And a lot of the places in the US that are now doing full blood are actually buying Australian genetics in. So every year, the Australian Wagyu Association holds these awards that are, not only judged by taste testers, but they get these meat imaging cameras that they take this intense photo of. They use the strip, which they call the sirloin there, and they measure the amount of marbling and the fat. They even measure sometimes the texture of the marbling. There's all these different data points that they collect
Wow.
from the meat itself, and they have 5 different categories, and it's a pretty big deal to be a part of. And I get to that's my second year in a row presenting the awards, and I get to dress up, get to eat some beef. It's a good time had by all.
Was that the outfit where you were modeling a rotisserie chicken?
No, that was the Australian American Chamber of Commerce gala. I've had a lot of galas in the
Was
last
that not
2
all
months.
related? Australian commerce gala
No.
is different.
You would think.
Not in
It's completely
conjunction with the
different.
Wagyu Awards.
Unrelated. Different dress.
I feel like we're
Just
missing
green.
we're missing a synergy there. No?
Is it a ships in the night, if you will? They did serve Australian Wagyu at the Australian American Chamber
Yes.
of Commerce gala.
I bet.
Does that make you feel better?
I feel like we have some kind of a synergy happening. I just wanted to say
We have
synergy
quorum.
tonight. Yes, much quorum. I once asked Steven Reichlin about doing TV. And he said that even still, to this day, terrified on camera and doing TV in general, even though he does not really giving it off necessarily. How much did you have to get used to speaking in public and being on TV, or did it just come natural?
So, great question. Here's the answer. I was that kid that made their parents like, look at me, I made a show for you to watch. Shocking, I know. And like, Mom, look at me. So I was that kid, and I was very into drama and doing all of the stuff that would allow me to be on stage at school. The thing is, couldn't act, couldn't sing, really wanted to, couldn't sing, can't dance. So not much left, for old JP. When I first started getting into actual TV work, I was hyper focused on how I would appear and how, like where I'm standing and how I'm positioned, like stuff that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to sort of be aware of your general demeanor and presentation. And then there comes a point where you just stop giving a fuck because you're like, mate, I got too much going on to think about all that bullshit. So I'm just going to be me. Like, okay, what I'll do is I'll try and sit up straight. The rest of it is up to hair and makeup, and that's just how I look. And so now, after doing enough TV where I stopped giving a shit about how I look and it just is what it is, it's now allowed me, I think, to be better on TV because I'm a bit more relaxed. Like a lot of people, you tell me that you get feedback that this is one of the favorite places that people hear me talk because I am very relaxed and honest when I speak to you. And I think that that comes across and it's entertaining. So I hope that I do the same on TV now.
We're still doing peanut butter on burgers?
Haven't in a while, but sure, yeah, fuck it, why not? You know, we do pineapple on burgers in Australia, right?
Am I in the minority that pineapple is probably delicious on everything?
No, I'm with you. I encourage pineapple on pizza.
I was gonna say, like, I'll eat it on pizza. I know that's let's drop down and fist fight type shit.
It's the Aussie burger. It's the Aussie burger, Greg. You have
sounds delicious.
Classic patty, bacon, tasty cheese, iceberg lettuce, tomato. Then you have bacon. Did I already say bacon? You have bacon. You have a ring of pineapple from a can that's been griddled.
Ooh.
And you have a fried egg, and you have some sliced canned beetroot, which we call, well, you call them beets. We call it beetroot.
Wow. That sounds
That's
like
an
a
Aussie burger,
substantial
also
burger.
known. Well, it is called a burger with the lot because it's got a lot of stuff. It's not just a clever name.
I'm gonna switch it up. I need your professional female insight.
All right.
I've had a lot of discussion on the show about this topic over the last number of months.
Oh, I can't wait.
What do you think about me and a toupee? Huh? What do you think? Toupee.
Why?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you miss my head? I know you're blinded by former Stash's great head of hair. You think that every man has that, but some of us, lack a little bit of.
Do you know what I think would be better
phallic
than
attitude? I don't know. I would love to know.
I would love to see a Barbecue Central journey to Turkey for some great hair plugs.
See, this is. I'm glad you've.
You could do Turkish barbecue while you're over there.
I'm glad you've tipped this iceberg over. So I don't know why, other than what it's cheap and maybe it's cutting edge technology cheaper than going to Beverly Hills for your hair transplants. I know nobody personally that has gone to Turkey. My willingness to want to go to Beverly Hills is not even high at all. My willingness to then want to go to Turkey is like even less than that.
They have great food.
And that's Turkey. And then it's surgery, right? It's surgery. And and it's expensive. And it's not forever. Like there's a comedian that I'm listening to. He's one of my favorite comedians. I don't know if you know him, Sebastian Maniscalco or not, but he is.
Yeah, they make fun of him on SNL all the time.
So he's getting ready to go do another hair transplant, and he got one 7 years ago. So I don't know if that's like, hey, 7 years, got a good run out of it.
Well, that's like a field, you're meant to rest a field every 7 years so that it can regenerate.
Yeah, but I'm under the impression that you do it and
Greg,
it grows, and now it's back again. But
I really don't know anything about it, but what I will say is this.
All right.
Get on social media and try and research the flights of hair transplants from Turkey. And there's always someone who just holds an iPhone up and pans it around the cabin of the plane, and nearly everybody is like
everybody looks like
with a
me.
Swollen head.
Yeah, of course. No,
it's on the way back.
On the way
it's
back.
on the way back. Everyone's had the surgery and is headed
Turkey's export product is hair transplants. We're kicking everybody back to the States. Meanwhile, there is these fabulous hairstylists out there that are doing incredible things with toupees. And I think I say toupee to you, and all you can conjure is the old stereotypical bird nest that's on the top of an old guy's head.
No, because I'm a social media consumer and I've seen those modern toupees, but let me tell you this.
All right.
I know that you've seen Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
And I know that you've seen that one scene where the toupee flies up. Yes. And that's how I'll forever think of you if you get one.
Well, that's not even fair. That's not even me. That's a movie.
David Spade is classic.
These ladies are like just ripping on these guys' heads. And they seem very safe. And I'm like, this seems like it might be a better, quicker. I mean, it's not necessarily cheap. But it just seems like it's now we have it.
I don't think that you need a toupee, Greg.
You think this is fine?
But if it
Look,
makes you happy,
look at this.
What about it's fine?
It's a nightmare. What are you talking about?
It's
got,
fine.
like I got
Have
a
you
runway
tried that
strip
spray
here.
on here? Have you
This
tried
is
that?
running away like the French in war.
No, you can
No. I'm not going to do that. That's even worse. Come on.
Well, that'll get you. You know when Giuliani had his head melt outside that funeral
Yeah,
parlor.
like I don't want that.
That's what that'll look like.
Yeah, I want something that looks.
Did you ever think that
more.
we could? Listen. When he cleaned up New York City in the 90s, did you ever think that we'd be sitting around going, do you remember that time that he was in front of the funeral parlor and his hair was
Or when
melting onto
Borat
his face?
catfished him on film? How about that one? You ever think you would say that? All right, so maybe next
I
quarter.
watched a new movie with him this weekend. That's what I did this weekend.
Is it good?
It's on the flicks. It's
All right.
called Ladies First. It's if you're a misogynist, you're gonna hate it. So in your family will love it because you're in a family with women.
Yes.
It's a fun little ditty.
All right, I'm going to watch that.
Yeah.
And maybe in 90 days, you won't even recognize me because I'll have a whole head of hair.
He looking like Fabio up in here.
Yeah, I could do this and something really would happen instead of me just batting
It's
at
amazing.
the air. Like,
do you want me to save mine when I get a haircut? We can just cobble it together.
No, but that's the other thing. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that you do or you don't, but like women can drop in hair extensions and nobody gives two shits. If I say I got a toupee, somebody's gonna take a shit on me.
Sorry, let me clarify. I don't use hair extensions, but I do give two shits, and I have trained Chris to look for female hair extensions as well because
He
I
probably
think
doesn't
sometimes
care.
they're good and sometimes they're not.
He doesn't care. He's a man.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten a little fussy since I've taught him how to be.
So
he's like, oh, Gulf oysters, no, East Coast.
Oh, where did it go?
Where did it go? Are you going to do betwixt the two, or are we doing more chatting?
We got a couple minutes here. So
okay.
It doesn't appear to be every week, and you alluded to this maybe 10 minutes ago, but most of the time, 50-50 on the weekend, you get a shot of Jess in the gym. Like she just got done throwing some plates around, blah, 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 putting in the work. You got to put in the work.
That's right.
I believe I recall seeing a post at some point, and this is probably even stretching back a little further, where you found that you needed to do some protein reevaluation or whatever you were doing wasn't meeting your need. And I'm in the middle of a whole process right now of eating at macros and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to bore you with that.
Yeah.
But there's a whole protein side to that too. So I'm just wondering because
what's your question?
I'm eloquently saying this, right? So there's Jess that looks like Jess now, and then what you looked like a year ago. Like I'm not saying
I've
there's
lost
a
over
drastic
25
change,
pounds
but
in the last 2 years.
There's a aesthetic appearance change, right? So
sure.
What was key, and what have you been doing? I think a lot of us get pigeonholed in this industry as just being fat fucks, and that's not fair. So what do you do?
Okay, so here's the things that you have to do. You have to stop eating like a fat fuck. That doesn't mean that you have to give up the stuff you love, but it does mean like you have to make different choices at different times, right? So what I eat on the road, sorry, this is very unsexy, but what I eat on the road when I don't know where I am and there's nothing else to do is Subway. Because I know it's terrible. I go and get a Subway, it's protein, I get turkey, I don't get any mayo or sauce, and I don't get cheese, right? So you've got carbs, you got a little fat, you got high protein, right? I know it's terrible. You got to stop eating like a fat fuck. You got to start working out. So I was kind of going to the gym and making a trainer kind of, make me do work twice a week. And when you think about it, it's like 2 hours out of how many hours in a week is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So now I make sure that I walk every day that I don't go to the gym, at least hitting 10,000 steps, and I weight train heavy 4 days a week. So that changed everything. And then I started loading up protein because I was always a kid who loved to eat. Like I love food. I love eating food. And when I prioritize protein, and at the moment it's 125 grams a day is what I'm going for, and then I look at the other macros as well. It fills you. It's very filling. So when you're trying to build towards that goal, you find yourself snacking less. And when you actually look at macros and look at things and challenge yourself to do that, you start seeing how hollow some of the choices are. So all that to say, like, there came a time where I sort of like plateaued and something weird was going on because I'd cut stuff out too much, and then I added carbs back in and immediately dropped 2% body fat, which doesn't seem to make sense. But if you're using the carbs, you can eat the carbs. So do I go out and order whatever the fuck I want to eat? Yes. Do I balance that with other days of the week, like being much more practical about it? Yes. Tonight I had chicken tacos. I needed the carbs, no cheese, no sour cream, none of that. Like white people tacos, let's be clear. But with our Tex-Mex seasoning. And then tomorrow night I might, I might go out to eat. I don't know. But it's just about the balance. And you can't think that you can eat fried shit 3, 4, 5 days a week and that it's not going to affect you. Or you can eat fried shit 5 days a week as long as you're working out commensurate to that, which is pretty hard to do. Sorry for being a Debbie Downer, everybody, but I feel really good. I like that I look better, but I feel really good.
Yep.
And I think as we all get older, that's really important.
Yeah, and I think one of the keys that you mentioned is walking. You can get, so like right now, my step goal is 8. I'm sure at some point that's going to get increased with the guy that I'm working with to 10. And so it's not, running a 5K every day or doing anything like that.
Just moving your body.
Sneaky, weight loss tricks like the 8 to 10,000 steps a day is something that you can get in and, make the effort. I get up and walk 2 or 3 times when I'm at work because otherwise it's a pretty sedentary setting for me. So I set an alarm every so often. I get up, walk for 15 or 20 minutes and then get back to work, blah, blah, blah. So agreed. So, protein is...
And truly the difference is you just have to stick on it for long enough to where you can either feel some changes or see some changes. And then the second that happens and you reach whatever goal it is you're going for or come close to it, it motivates you to keep on going. And like I said, we had steak this weekend. It's not... I last week had bone marrow and martinis. It's not like I miss out on anything.
What's your take on FaceTime calls etiquette?
Ooh, where's this coming from?
I don't want to sound like an old guy, which is what old guys say, but my kids
Get off my lawn.
that still live in the house have no problem jumping on FaceTime call and then just
I'll get fucked.
going around the house like I can hear it. There's posted
Absolutely
up.
not.
You're not tolerating any of that?
No, are you? Have you said something?
So here's a prime example. We're on our way to a cookout yesterday for Memorial Day. Maddie's in the car talking to her older sister, Bobby, on FaceTime. And I can hear the interaction. Boom, 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 boom. It went on 5 minutes. And I said, Maddie, pick up the phone and call your sister on the phone. I'm done with that. She's like, oh, don't you like that we like each other and we're trying to communicate? I said, no, you need to pick up the phone like a phone and call her so I can hear the other side of the conversation. That's what has to happen.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear two-way. And then with the boyfriends, and I walk into the stores, people are like up here doing this. And all I want to do is like jump in the background or just add my 2 cents to the conversation. So when they go, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you're just having an open conversation. So figured I'd throw in my 2 cents.
Here's the thing. I don't disagree with you. So first of all, let me start by saying it bothers the shit out of me. But if they were sitting in the backseat talking to each other, you wouldn't have an issue with it because there's something about the tone of the digital voice coming through that is just kind of slow burn grating, right?
Yes.
And I do a thing that a younger friend of mine was like, I can't believe you're being that person. So I do voice to text a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like voice note or voice to text?
Voice to text. So like I'll use my microphone and I'll speak like, okay, Chris, I'll see you a little bit later. Send.
And it's, so he gets you saying that to him.
No.
Oh, he gets the text.
I speak to it.
Got it.
It transcribes it.
I use the
and
same
then
thing.
I can hit the text.
Yeah, I use it a lot.
Why? I'm busy. I'm blind now.
I'm driving.
Whatever.
Right.
So for all of those reasons, but I don't feel that that's disruptive because it's no different to me. I'm still just speaking. There's not that secondary voice coming in.
Yeah.
But there have been occasions where people haven't expected me to talk, and you can see like, oh, is she talking to me? And I'm like, they're going, no, thank you. I'll see you later on.
Yeah.
So that to me is okay, but Maddie needs to get the fuck off FaceTime.
All
Sorry,
those
Maddie.
girls, they need to get off. All right, last question.
Why is it like, but Hank, do you think it comes from the Instagram thing of like share everything about your life because everyone apparently is supposed to give a shit about you?
They just have always had FaceTime. So to them, it's like the phone rings at your house in the 80s. It's a mad dash. You got to pick up the phone. Somebody's on the other end. Who's it going to be? Like we used to sprint to the phone to try and answer it. Like looking back on it, like what are you doing? Who cares? But that was an event.
Because remember, that was even before you would get like spam calls and stuff.
Yeah. Somebody was on the other end.
I know, it was very exciting.
Yes. And we always
way back
pick up the phone. Rempe residents, this is Greg. Oh, Greg.
Yeah, you tell. Now, can you imagine telling someone when they call you who you are? It sounds like a security issue.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Well, nobody just drops by anymore, nothing like that. Somebody knocks on the door.
Hey, do you have your name in your voicemail?
Yeah, my voicemail is this. Hi, this is Greg. Your call is important to me. Please leave a voicemail or send me a text on how I can best reply, and I'll do just that.
Oh, see, I don't have my name in there. It's just I can't take a call right now because I'm like, if this is a wrong call, then I don't want you to know my name. And is that weird?
I don't know. I feel like at our age, you need to say your name, not maybe your full name, but hey, this is Jess. I'm not here, blah, blah. Or why not just use the automated? You've reached 74397. Leave a message at the beep.
I can do the old Dylan from 90210. You know what to do. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Yeah. That's right. Don't speak ill of the dead, Greg.
Me? Never.
Yeah.
That guy was the man. All right, here we go. Want to play a game? You know you do.
I want to play a game.
All right. It's a game show sweeping the nation. It's called Betwixt the Two. And for the first time today, we have Jess Pryles joining us. So before we get to the game, Jess, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, y'all. Jess Pryles. JessPryles.com. HardcoreCarnivore.com. Find me on the socials and say hey. And I look forward to speaking to you later this quarter about my new cookbook. Ooh. I mean, later this year.
All right.
In another quarter.
Very exciting. All right, we have a new game, and oh boy, is it a doozy.
Dang.
Betwixt the two, which is the better AC/DC song? Off their 1990 smash album, The Razor's Edge. Thunderstruck, which you don't know, sounds a little something like this. Very good. Or off their 1980 smash album.
You can't do that. You
Back
can't
in
compare.
Black, the self-titled track, Back in Black. And if you don't know it, it sounds a little something like this. Oh. 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 Damn. Oh boy. This could be the toughest one ever.
No, this one's actually easy. And can I just say thank you for not putting Brian up against Bon because that would have been
No.
very on the nose.
So, like,
you know,
in full disclosure, I was gonna do Bon, and then I was gonna do the guy you just said,
Brian.
Brian. Yeah, I was gonna do Brian, and then we were gonna go. So you were gonna pick a favorite between the one. Then we're gonna put out like, could be
that's
too much.
too much controversy here. Well, listen, I think this is actually easy, and let me say they're both fantastic songs, but it has to be Thunderstruck. It just has to be.
Or what?
It is. Or nothing.
All right. Well, you seem very confident. Do we want to lock it in?
I'm going to lock it in and
Triple
send
lock.
it with a bullet.
All right.
Yep.
Send it with a bullet. Mm-hmm. Betwixt the two, is it Thunderstruck or is it Back in Black for a win streak, no less? Yes, it is Thunderstruck. I thought I was going to catch you.
I'm never going to get an ACDC.
Thought I was going to catch you. Wow.
Never going to get an ACDC
That's
one
a tough
wrong,
one.
Greg.
Hey, from everybody here at your favorite game show, Betwixt the Two, and for Jess Pryles, now a two-time winner on a win streak. This is Greg Rempe saying, so long, everybody. All right. Well, good for you. You've done it again. You have proven that
I feel great.
you
That felt
really
great.
seem to get this game now. And I thought, man, this is really a tough one. You hear those, especially those like two particular parts of the song. They just individually drive at my very soul. But I think Thunderstruck is just a shade.
Well, and what I'd like to propose to you is for Q4, I'd like to turn the tables again.
Or Q3.
No, for Q3, I want you to ask me again.
all right,
but
all
I
right.
feel like it should be our end of year
All right.
celebration
Yeah.
that I get to tell you that you're wrong.
Yes, why not?
Or not.
Let's lead
You got the
that
last
new
one
year.
right.
Let's lead that new year in the right way. Potentially
That's
me
what I'm
being
saying.
wrong. All right.
Yeah, no, but that was a good one. Let's do Bond next time.
All right. Anything else
it up.
before I let you go?
Oh, man, so much. Look, I'm excited to tell you about my book. If you're a super mega fan and you look it up on Amazon, it may already be on there for pre-orders.
Ooh, we love pre-orders.
But we haven't formally announced it yet. So if you want to do some extra snooping, you can snoop around.
Allegedly,
you can
reportedly.
Snoop around and find out.
Yes.
Yeah, allegedly, reportedly. And of course, we'll have some of the new seasonings coming to you. We are literally waiting to receive them into our warehouse.
Right.
But I will send them to you.
Can't
I
wait.
can't wait to get your opinion.
Would you say your steak rub is better than the Founder's Blend steak rub?
Is that like a members only jacket or what's Founder's Blend? I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is?
I think we should just leave
Should
it there.
I know what that
I
is?
think we should just leave it there. That's what I
I
think.
know what that is.
It's Jack Arnold's rub, Founder's Blend.
No, that's Burnt End.
Burnt End is the company. Founder's Blend is the name of
Oh,
the
I didn't
rub.
know that was the name of it. I know what burnt end is.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a taste of it this week. It's very intense. Did you try it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It left me wanting more for some reason. Like I
Really?
The olfactory emanations were bringing me to a place where I was like, oh, this is going to be a little different. And then when I actually put it in my pie hole, it just didn't carry me over there. But I do have probably more of a developed and more aggressive palate threshold than probably most people. So
Here's what I'll say. Jack is one of the loveliest people you could ever
best.
meet. And it's
You
a
ever
really
seen that man
interesting
dance down a staircase? Nobody does it better.
with fireworks. No, not even. Who were the dancers from the Cary Grant? What? So here's the thing. Sorry, I know you're trying to get rid of me.
No,
but
never.
I will say this: it's very intensely flavored, which I wouldn't expect anything less of him. I think it's going to be a very polarizing thing. You're either going to love it or you're really going to dislike it. But I kudos to him for putting something out there that is not just a crowd pleaser, right? It's what he thought was the deal. But also, like, they're brave because, man, that's got to be a super expensive blend.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff that he's got in there, the ingredients are not cheap.
Also, glass
But
container.
he's a premium kind of guy.
Yeah. He lives that life.
Glass container too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. It's all about that life.
Well, I can't wait to get my hands on the new rubs, and I will stick my finger in it and give a immediate reaction just like you did. I want to copy you.
Wait, will you send me a video of you doing that?
I'll just post it on the social media. If you follow
Even
me,
better.
then maybe you'll see it.
I
How
do
about that?
follow
I
you.
know, I'm just kidding.
I
dare
do
you.
follow you. It doesn't mean that the algorithm shows me your stuff, but I
I know.
certainly do follow
Yes, I
you.
know. I mean, it doesn't mean I hardly post at all, but I mean, that's also a problem I have. Jess, always appreciate the time. You are a delight beyond delights, and we'll see you in 3 months.
Thanks, Greg.
You got it.
Adios.
Ho! Star is born again. It is Jess Pryles. JessPryles.com and HardcoreCarnivore.com. Oh, Jess, if you're still on there, it's James Cagney, according to my mom. Oh, she'll never hear it. She doesn't listen to the show. She appears and does content for the show, does not listen to the show, so she'll never know it's James Cagney. I will forget in 3 months. Jeff Cohen is in. Trader Jeff Cohen is in the chat. When the phone rang, I got it. I hear you. I remember saying that. All right, we're a little over. Let me get caught up. And we'll get back on the clock. So we will come back to wrap and then quick to top of the second hour. Everybody on board? Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show.
And we thank Jess Pryles for joining us for the 2 segments, although I did not break. That was one whole segment. A trooper she is. This segment brought to you by Fireboard, the inventors behind Fireboard 2, Fireboard Pro, Fireboard Spark, Fireboard Beacon, and the wireless Fireboard Pulse. Experience total control over all your devices from anywhere in the world with the Fireboard app. Discover more by visiting fireboard.com or by calling 816-945-2232. And that does that. And we should be good enough to go here. Closing out the first hour. Again, Jess Pryles is JessPryles.com, recipes, food stuff. HardcoreCarnivore.com for gear and rubs and sauce and all the other fun stuff. Accoutrement. We are pointing to the second hour, which we are already 3 minutes into, but you won't know that in the podcast world. Stick around. We'll be right back.